Brodes Media.
The Rockies are the worst, and I mean the worst baseball team ever. I've never seen anything like it. I thought the White Sox a year ago, who managed to win 40-something games, was dreadful. Then I watched the 2025 Colorado Rockies. I feel bad for these pitchers. These double-A pitchers that have to face Bryce, Kyle, who hits one 3,000 feet for his 300th bomb of his career. Trey is able to go the distance. Bohm is able to go the distance. JT has a really strong game 3. The Phillies did what they needed to do. They needed to take all 4 games. I would have been pissed with 3. I would have been angry if they won 3. So they did their job. And for the most part, it was a breeze. First game took them a bit to get going. Okay, but they figured it out. Thursday during the afternoon game, which is today, yeah, it wasn't as explosive as the 17 hits, the double-digit hits, consistently scoring 9 runs. But you got to walk out of Colorado with 4, and they did. And I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer guy. They won 7 straight. They handled business against bad teams. That's what they have to do. But this almost, for me, feels okay. Let's say you're in 8th grade. You got a pool in your backyard. You got a nice amount of lawn. You're playing wiffle ball. You set up one of those chairs, which is the strike zones, one of those plastic chairs, and if it hits where your back goes, it's a strike, or if it hits the leg of the chair, it's a strike, whatever the house rules were. But you're playing 3rd graders. So you're in 8th grade with your boys. You're playing your younger brother and his friends who are in 3rd grade. You're pimping home runs. You're hitting them over the fence. You got to go collect the 7 wiffle balls that are on the other side of the fence every single half inning, and the inning's not even over. They didn't even get their 3 recorded outs, but you got to go collect the balls anyway because you're killing them. Then they cry. These are 2 totally different playing fields. And because of that, I have no idea what any of this means. I have no idea. Luzardo was great. Ranger was great. Sanchez gave us a quality start. Well, I knew they could do that without this series. Is Bryce turning it around and maybe seeing the ball? Even if it's not against the greatest pitchers in the world, seeing the ball, getting multiple hits, getting the long ball involved, a double as well. He was one of the only few to be able to generate anything off Paul Skeens in that series finale versus Pittsburgh. So there's a hit on that box score. He was able to produce a run in this 2-0 win to secure the 4-game sweep against the Rockies. So listen, maybe that's momentum building into an Oakland series or whatever the hell they are now against the A's, another bad opponent who is under 500, and they'll probably continue to cruise. And then when you eventually get to see a strong squad, maybe Bryce is on fire. And just the fact that he was squaring up balls against weaker teams and weaker pitchers allows for him to see the ball better when the talent improves. Maybe. But all this talk about, look at how many points Bohm's average went up. Well, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm even starting to hear about Tanner Banksy turning it around. We're going to start relying on Tanner Banks, aren't we? What does that mean? I'm not mad at the Phillies for doing what they did. Not at all. But I was making it almost out of principle. A statement to not do post-game pods for this series. Because what was this? This was not Major League Baseball. This was tragic. This is disrespectful to the game of baseball, to professional baseball, to Major League Baseball. This can't be real. I mean, I'm watching the catcher in the first inning try and gun out runners over at third. It gets sent into left field. Now you're up 1-0 with the blink of an eye. I'm watching their hottest hitter in Tovar bunt in the first inning down 2-0 to move a runner over. What is that? Man, that's just the dumbest baseball I've ever seen in my life. You got nothing. You're one of their best hitters. Maybe you can actually do damage with a long ball to tie up the game 2-2. You bunt a runner over. Ball went right back to the pitcher. Easy collection. Throw it on over to first. It was nuts. It was nuts. The exciting moment, I thought, was, of course, what Kyle did to land that milestone, but also the back-to-backs from Trey and Harper. Trey worked about a 5-pitch AB on the 5th pitch. He sent it over the wall. And then, I'm not kidding, I looked down at my phone during that 5th pitch. I heard the crack of the bat. I realized that was a goner. I blinked. Bryce went yard. In one blink, 2 home runs happened. One look down at the phone, one blink, and I look up, and 2 solo shots were crushed. That's how quickly it happened. That's how fast it all generated. It's amazing. And again, for the 1,000th time, this is what the Phillies needed to do. Just take care of business and look like a dominant force. Look like a team that's beating the brakes off of a single A affiliation. But when they go on this hot run and then they have the record that they do, I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe it's a flaw on my end and it's an issue with me, but I don't know. They have this phenomenal record against teams under 500, which is, again, their job. And no other team has as great of a record against teams under 500 when you compare it to what the Phillies are doing. How does that relate, though, to how they're going to look against these fantastic squads? Not that they can't beat them. I think they can go toe-to-toe with these great squads. Mostly because their starting pitching is fucking amazing. Their starting pitching is fucking awesome. They have too much starting pitching. Yeah. So the fact that you have this many holes in your bullpen when you have these starters, time to have some uncomfortable conversations, Dave. Ranger, we love you. Penn. I know Ranger did well pitching into the 7th and not allowing an earned run. Bullpen. Mick Abel, bullpen. Painter, once you come up, it's going to be nice to see you in the rotation. Bullpen. Once we think about postseason ball and what you could bring. You got to have those talks. Go acquire an Estevez type of veteran bullpen arm at the deadline. A guy who's been around the block with experience. Plug him in as well. Romano seemed to get his head out of his ass, which is lovely. That slider, ew. Strom, okay. Nice strong start since the Jose Alvarado news. They've just been rallying and putting together wins consistently day after day. But that's how you have to bolster up this pen. And not many teams with this hole, the bullpen hole, can look across the way at their starters and some of these prospects and go, we have an internal fix because we need multiple men. So use that to your advantage. Don't sell me Tanner Banks and Joe Ross and Ruiz. No. I'm talking about trying to win a World Series. Those guys aren't helping you win a World Series. Now, I don't know if Mick Abel, after one start, is that. I'm willing to try. I know the other guys aren't. I believe if Andrew Painter is what's promised, David Price, there's plenty of examples of future starters that early in their careers need to help out a squad that is, competing. And if they're asked to switch their role, so be it.